Let me just say that was a tough show to film, and I didn't end up actually filming all of the episodes I was supposed to.
Yeah, I really had to fight for the role. She was written to be a 37-year-old Oxycontin-addicted mother living in Charlestown, Boston. So it was very different than anything I had ever done, and I was 21. I'm sure everybody that read it connected to it emotionally because...
What if Hollywood's golden girl isn't the wholesome star we always thought she was? Rumors are swirling that Blake Lively played a shocking role in Ben Affleck's crumbling marriage to Jennifer Garner, unleashing a chain of events that rocked everyone involved. We're talking clandestine meetups, suspicious flirtations, and a potential husband-hunting game plan so bold it left even the most unflappable insiders speechless. But before we dive into the surprising details behind Blake's alleged manipulation and how it might have destroyed Ben's marriage, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We'll keep bringing you the most talked about secrets in Hollywood, secrets the A-listers would rather keep hidden. Let's rewind to 2010, the year Ben Affleck was still very much in the spotlight as a talented director and leading man, and Jennifer Garner was known as America's sweetheart. At the time, he was in the middle of shooting The Town, a gritty crime film where Blake Lively stepped into a provocative role. On the surface, it looked like just another collaboration between rising star and established actor, until rumors surfaced that their chemistry ran deeper than their scripted scenes. Ben Affleck himself has now hinted that those long drives Blake insisted on for research were more than they appeared. During night trips through the city, she'd ask intimate questions about his life, his marriage, and how he balanced it all. One question kept popping up in Hollywood circles. Why was Blake so interested in learning every detail of Ben's personal story? Those who witnessed Ben and Blake's off-screen dynamic say the tension was electric. She was still riding high off her Gossip Girl fame, and he was a married man with kids at home, trying to juggle family life with a demanding career. Jennifer Garner, on the other hand, apparently sensed something was off from day one. She'd heard the rumors about how Blake operated on set, questionable friendly lunch dates, the flirty conversations, the texts that went beyond colleague talk. Garner tried to voice her suspicions to those around her, but many people dismissed them as paranoia. Yet the rumor mill refused to slow down. Whispers spread that Blake had a history of targeting power players in Hollywood, using every advantage at her disposal to secure both roles and personal connections. In contrast, Jennifer Garner was left feeling isolated, watching as her warnings went unheard. When even friends seemed uninterested in her concerns, Garner was left to navigate the situation alone, until it was too late.
On a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say, but I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the.
Let's not forget that Blake Lively was no stranger to relationship rumors before The Town. During her Gossip Girl days, she'd been romantically linked to more than one high-profile partner, fueling speculation that she was strategic in her choice of relationships. Critics pointed out how Blake seemed to move from one influential figure to another with a precise sense of timing. Then came the notorious blind items, which tiptoed around naming Blake yet dropped enough clues for people to piece things together. These rumors portrayed her as someone who'd edge in close to married men, powerful married men, and conveniently fade away once the media scrutiny got too hot. That's exactly what appeared to happen with Ben Affleck. At the moment public opinion began turning against him, Blake glided off to her next chapter, leaving the tarnished star to take all the blame. Let's pause to consider the co-star chatter. Multiple people from Blake's earlier sets have mentioned her difficult behavior behind the scenes. Armie Hammer, who briefly featured on Gossip Girl, hinted that working there was tough, and he didn't complete all his planned episodes. A stand-in who worked on Gossip Girl for 6 seasons described Blake as horrendous.
A serial fraudster. That's called fraud, when you pretend you want to do the one thing and you'll do the thing they're hiring you for, but all along you have secret plans to do something very, very different that's above your pay grade. And she finally bumped into someone who was weak enough and not famous enough to stop her, right? This Justin Baldoni, most people had never even heard of him. He'd been in like one series. He certainly wasn't at Ryan Reynolds level fame, never mind Blake Lively. And she bullied him into giving her the movie where she did her own cut. They released the cut of the movie. He didn't even get to see it. He was the director of the film, the producer of the film, the guy who got the rights to the film, the one who's supposed to be in control. He didn't even get to see it. He was in the basement at his own movie premiere. And then she had the nerve, because she had 2 minutes of bad publicity when the film hit, to come out and try to blame it all on him. None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
Accusing her of rude onset habits and a superior attitude. If that's how she treated the people she deemed unimportant, one wonders what lengths she might go to when her sights were set on someone who could advance her career. After all, rumors abound that she was far from the sweet persona she projects in interviews. Instead, some say that behind closed doors, she was commanding, ambitious, and practiced at turning on the charm only when it served her. Then there's Ryan Reynolds, who was famously married to Scarlett Johansson at the time he and Blake first crossed paths. While promoting Green Lantern, fans noticed chemistry sparking between Blake and Ryan, despite both being in other relationships. Not long after, Ryan's marriage to Scarlett ended, and Blake conveniently found herself single as well, having briefly dated Leonardo DiCaprio in what many believed was a strategic rebound. Before anyone knew it, Blake and Ryan were a full-fledged couple. The timing was suspiciously neat. Was it all coincidence, or was Blake once again seizing an opportunity as Ryan navigated a high-profile split? The pattern was eerily reminiscent of what insiders claimed happened with Ben Affleck. Intense interest, off-screen bonding, and then a seamless transition once the previous entanglement fell apart. Fast forward to the present day. Ben Affleck is now dropping hints about the true nature of his relationship with Blake, suggesting that her influence during the town contributed to his marriage's downfall. With his marriage to Jennifer Garner long over, he finally seems more comfortable revealing the specifics of his past missteps and how others may have played a role in them. Meanwhile, Blake is embroiled in a legal clash with Justin Baldoni, another high-profile figure who reportedly resisted her attempts to control a project they worked on together. Where Ben and Ryan might have bent to her will, Baldoni apparently stood his ground. Insiders claim that when Blake didn't get her way, she responded by painting him as the difficult one. All of this is happening just as more and more industry veterans begin speaking about how Blake's America's sweetheart persona might be little more than a polished facade. Jennifer Garner, for her part, has moved on. She's thriving in her personal life and has chosen a dignified silence, rather than airing her grievances publicly. The contrast is striking. Garner's calm steadiness versus the storm of allegations now gathering around Blake. Is Blake Lively's pristine public image about to fall apart under the weight of these revelations?
It was written so beautifully, and you could understand why she made the terrible decisions that she makes, the pain that she feels. I just thought I really want to portray this woman.
Yeah.
And so I fought really hard to get an audition because I was so wrong for it. They didn't want to see me. And I took a train out there. I auditioned with him for 10 minutes and then took a train right back. It was like 10 hours worth of travel for 10 minutes. But when I finished my audition, he said, "What part of Boston are you from?" And I said, "Oh, that's the best saying you could ever say to me." I didn't even know parts of Boston, so I didn't even know what to make up. But then after that, I had to read with him again because it was still a stretch,
Yeah.
It's a 21-year-old girl and they're reading for it. But he did change it and adapt it, make it a little younger so that I could play this part. And when I auditioned the second time, I read with him and a few other actors, and it was an exhausting.
From the rumors that she orchestrated private encounters with Ben Affleck to the pattern of hopping between high-profile partners, there's a growing sense that the truth is finally emerging. Yes, Hollywood is no stranger to hidden agendas, but the stories swirling around Blake hint at a deeper, more calculated game plan that's played out in plain sight for years. And now, we must ask ourselves, has Blake been quietly crafting her own narrative this entire time, cultivating a wholesome brand to mask a far more manipulative approach behind closed doors? With Ben Affleck's clues shedding new light on old rumors, fans and critics alike are left questioning everything they thought they knew. Hollywood has a long history of tearing down its once untouchable darlings, and if there's any truth to these accounts, it looks like the tables may be turning for Blake Lively. What truly happened on the town set? How much did it contribute to Ben's marital troubles? And what else might still be lurking beneath the surface? One thing's for sure, these recent revelations are far from the end. Whether Blake manages to dodge the fallout yet again or faces a reckoning this time, the drama unfolding behind Hollywood's polished exterior reminds us that nothing is ever quite what it seems.